na natin. Hindi lahat ng tao mahilig magbasa. Yung iba, hanggang terms and conditions lang ang kaya. Tapos scroll na ulit. So nung lumabas ang Game of Thrones TV series, marami ang natuwa. Kasi finally, pwede mo nang ma-experience ang buong kwento nang hindi ginagamit ang utak mo masyado. But then, something strange happened. After the last episode aired, biglang dumami ang experts sa Facebook, sa TikTok, sa comment section ng YouTube. People started saying, mas maganda ang libro, mas brutal ang libro, mas totoo ang libro, and suddenly, yung mga taong hindi nagbabasa na curious, which is honestly character development. Because let's be honest, most of us don't read books. We read captions, we read comments, we read tea, not chapters. Pero Game of Thrones did something dangerous. It made people curious enough to question what they already watched, which is honestly rare. Because usually, tapos na ang series, tapos na rin ang emotional investment. Move on na. New trauma ulit. May confession ako. Kung nanood ka ng Game of Thrones, congratulations, emotionally traumatized ka na. But not fully, hindi pa kompleto ang damage. Because if you never read the books, you never met the real monsters. And no, hindi sila yung may blue eyes. Mas nakakatakot pa, mas manipulative, mas familiar, may skincare routine pa. Sa Game of Thrones, ang tunay na halimaw, hindi dragons, hindi zombies, rich people with generational wealth, unresolved trauma, and zero accountability. Basically, parang pamilya lang na may compound sa Forbes Park. They don't shout, they don't panic, they whisper, they smile. They destroy you politely, which is honestly the most expensive kind of violence. Ito si Ned Stark, the greenest flag in a country full of red flags. Faithful husband, responsible father, emotionally available, which let's be honest, already unrealistic. Sa TV, you respect him. Sa libro, you fear for him because he doesn't know how to lie. And in Westeros, honesty is basically suicide with extra steps. Everyone around him is lying, smiling, planning his funeral, mentally computing his net worth. Because in Westeros, your value is not your character. It's your usefulness, your last name, your army, your ability to survive dinner. Literally, dinner. At dun mo maiintindihan ang tunay na rule ng Game of Thrones. Hindi panalo ang mabait, panalo ang buhay. Ito si Daenerys Targaryen. 16 years old, no parents, no friends, no therapy, sold by her own brother. Imagine mo, your kuya selling you for political alliance. Family talaga ang original toxic workplace. And the worst part, she couldn't resign. No HR, no resignation letter, no thank you for the opportunity. Only survival. At first, she was quiet, afraid, powerless. Basically, parang fresh grad sa first job. Smiling, but internally screaming. Pero sa libro, you witness something terrifying. A girl learning she no longer needs permission to exist. At nung pumasok siya sa apoy, hindi siya nasunog. She survived, which is honestly unfair. Kasi ako nga napaso lang sa plansa, 2 linggo akong bitter. She walked into fire and came out stronger. Most of us walk into inconvenience and become dramatic. Very different outcomes. Ito si Tyrion Lannister. Rich, powerful, smart, and still treated like a disappointment. Which proves one thing. Money cannot buy parental approval. Sa libro, he doesn't trust anyone. He doesn't expect love. He expects betrayal. Which honestly, very emotionally mature. He doesn't expect fairness. He expects reality, and reality is rarely fair to people who are different. Which is honestly very familiar. Ito si Jon Snow. Lonely, confused, emotionally constipated. Classic eldest son energy, strong, silent, emotionally repressed because nobody ever asked him if he was okay. They just assumed he was. He joined the Night's Watch, not because he was brave, because he didn't belong anywhere else. Which is honestly the origin story of most strong people. At ito, ang pinaka-misunderstood na character, Cersei Lannister. Hindi siya baliw, she is aware, fully aware. She knows the world will never love her, so she decided the world will fear her instead. Which is honestly a solid career decision, because when love is not an option, control becomes the alternative, and control is addictive. Sa TV, you watch the story. Sa libro, you live inside their minds, you hear their fear, their insecurity, their lies, including the lies they tell themselves, which is the most dangerous kind. Because people don't destroy others randomly, they justify it, they explain it, they convince themselves it was necessary. Game of Thrones was never about dragons. It was about people. What they're willing to destroy just to feel safe, just to feel powerful, just to feel loved. And the scariest part, they don't think they're villains, they think they're right. Welcome to Plot Twist Republic, where the real story begins after the show ends. And maybe that's why the Iron Throne is made of swords. Not gold, not diamonds, swords. Because power was never meant to be comfortable, it was meant to hurt. The person who sits on it and everyone else.